Meet Emma. She's 29 years old. Last week, Emma ended another relationship, her fourth one. And here is the strange part. Every single one of them felt like the same person. Not the same name, not the same face, but the same type. Charming at first, then cold, always pulling away. Emma sat on her bed and asked herself one question: why do I keep choosing this? Let me tell you how it always starts for Emma. She meets someone new, and right away she feels it. That spark, that pull, that "this one is different" feeling. Her heart races. She cannot stop thinking about them. It feels like fate. It feels right. So she dives in, fast. At first, it is wonderful. They text all night. They make big plans. Emma feels alive. But then, slowly, the same thing happens. They go quiet for days. They keep her guessing. One day they are warm. The next day they are gone. She starts chasing. She starts worrying. She checks her phone 100 times. She tries harder to win them back. And the more she chases, the more they pull away. Emma has been here before, with the last one, and the one before that. Different people, same ending. She always falls for someone who cannot fully love her back. Her friends keep telling her the same thing. Just pick someone nice for once. There are so many good people out there. And Emma agrees. She wants that. But here is the truth. When she meets someone kind and steady and warm, she feels nothing. No spark, no pull. She calls them boring, and she walks away. So Emma is stuck. The people who excite her always hurt her. The people who are good for her feel flat. It is like her heart is broken in a way she cannot see. Like some hidden part of her keeps steering the wheel, and she has no idea why. If any of this sounds like you are not crazy. And you are not broken. There is a real reason this keeps happening, and once you see it, you can finally change it. So let us answer the big question. Why do we keep falling for the same type? To understand it, we have to look at something hidden, a pattern your mind made a long time ago. Long before you ever started dating. Think of your mind like a house, and deep in the basement, there is a blueprint. This blueprint was drawn when you were very young. It is your first picture of what love looks like. You learned it from the people who raised you, how they treated you, how they made you feel, whether they were warm or far away, whether you felt safe or whether you had to earn their love. As a child, you did not choose this blueprint. You just soaked it up, like a sponge, and it taught your heart one quiet lesson. This is what love feels like. If love felt warm and safe, that became your normal. But if love felt like chasing, like worry, like never quite being enough, then that became your normal too. And the blueprint is not only about romance, it is bigger than that. It is your whole idea of how love works. Is love something you are given freely, or something you have to work for? Your young mind picked an answer, and it kept it. So your mind never threw that blueprint away. It still uses it today. Every time you meet someone, a part of you checks the blueprint. It asks one quiet question. Does this feel like home? And this brings us to a strange trick of the brain. Your brain loves what is familiar. Familiar feels safe. Familiar feels known, even when familiar hurts you. Let me say that again. Your brain would rather have a pain it knows than a peace it does not. Imagine you grew up in a cold, noisy house. Now imagine walking into a calm, quiet room. You would think you would feel happy there, but you might just feel uneasy, too quiet. Something feels off. That calm room is good for you, but it does not feel like home. So your brain pulls you back to the noise, because the noise is what it knows. It is like an old pair of shoes. They are worn out. They hurt your feet, but you keep wearing them anyway. Because new shoes feel stiff and strange. The pain you know feels safer than the comfort you do not. This is the familiarity trap. We do not always choose what is good for us. We choose what feels like home. And for many of us, home was not always safe. Now let us talk about that spark, that instant pull you feel with certain people. We are told the spark means love. We are told it means the one. But that is not always true. Sometimes the spark is not love at all. Sometimes it is just recognition. Here is what that means. When you meet someone who fits your old blueprint, your brain lights up. It says, I know this. This is familiar, and you feel that as chemistry, as a spark. But really, your brain is just pointing at an old pattern. The spark is not saying, this person is good for you. It is saying, this person feels like home. That is why the kind, steady people can feel boring. They do not match the old blueprint. So there is no spark, no alarm bells, no rush. And we mistake that calm for no connection, when really, it might be the healthiest thing we have ever felt. And here is something else. Often, two patterns lock together. One person learns to chase. The other learns to run. The chaser feels most alive when reaching for someone far away. The runner feels safest when someone is reaching for them. So they find each other again and again. Two halves of the same sad dance. It feels like passion, but it is really just two old wounds fitting together. And there is one more reason the wrong people feel so exciting. It is called the slot machine effect. Think about why people love slot machines. It is not the winning, it is the not knowing. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and that maybe is what hooks the brain. The same thing happens in love. A partner who is warm one day and cold the next is a human slot machine. You never know which version you will get, so you keep pulling the lever. You keep chasing the next warm moment, and your brain reads all that worry as deep, powerful love. But it is not love. It is just uncertainty. There is one more piece, and it is the deepest one. Part of you is not just repeating the past. Part of you is trying to fix it. Think about it. If someone could not love you the way you needed as a child, a part of you still wants to win that love, to finally be enough. So you find someone who feels just like that old wound. Distant, hard to reach, and without knowing it you think, if I can make this person love me, then maybe I can finally heal. It feels like a second chance to rewrite the ending. But you cannot heal an old wound with a new person who has the same shape. You just open the wound again, and the pattern repeats. One more time. Before we go on, take a breath. None of this means something is wrong with you. You were a child doing your best to feel loved. Your brain built a map to keep you safe. That map worked once. It just does not work now. And the good news is this. A map that was learned can also be unlearned. So how do you break the pattern? You cannot change what you cannot see. So step 1 is simple. You make it visible. Step 1. Name your type. Take a piece of paper, write down your past partners. Now look for what they shared. Not their looks, their feeling. Were they distant, controlling, unsure? Find the thread that ties them together. Today, write down 3 words that describe your type. When you can name the pattern, it starts to lose its power. Step 2. Trace the root. Now ask a gentle question. Where did this feeling first begin? Who was the first person you had to chase to feel loved? Who made you feel like love had to be earned? This is not about blaming anyone. It is about understanding your blueprint. Most people did the best they could. Today, finish this sentence on paper. The first time I felt this way was with. Just seeing it written down can set you free. Step 3. Reread the spark. The next time you feel that instant pull, pause for a moment. Do not run from it, but do not trust it blindly either. Ask yourself one thing. Is this excitement, or is this an alarm I have felt before? A real, healthy connection often feels calm, not frantic. Today, practice noticing the spark without acting on it right away. Step 4. Give calm a chance. When you meet someone safe and kind, and your brain says boring, try not to run. Stay. Just a little longer. That flat feeling is not no connection. It is the absence of fear. And your heart has to learn that peace is allowed. Today, give one steady, kind person a real second look. You may be feeling safety for the very first time. None of this changes overnight. The old blueprint is strong. It was drawn over many years. So be patient with yourself. You will slip up sometimes. That is normal. But every time you choose to see clearly, you draw a new line on the page. And slowly, you build a new blueprint. One where love feels safe and still feels like home. Let us go back to Emma. After her 4th heartbreak, Emma finally got tired. Not tired of love. Tired of the pattern. So she sat down with a piece of paper, and for the first time, she named her type. She traced it back to a father who was always there, but never really close. The next time she felt that wild spark, she paused, and she noticed it felt a lot like worry. So this time, she made a different choice. She gave the calm, kind one a chance. It felt strange at first, quiet, almost too safe, but slowly that quiet started to feel like peace. And one day she realized something. She was not chasing anymore. If you keep falling for the same type, please remember this. You are not foolish. You are not broken. You are just following an old map, and maps can be redrawn. You are allowed to choose someone who feels like calm. You are allowed to be loved the easy way. If this helped you, share it with someone who needs it. And watch the video on the screen next. Your new story starts the moment you see the old one.